Starter clutch, somebody had been in there, left the washer just kind of floating around, so it took out the flywheel, starter clutch and all that stuff. But now it's fixed and ready for Sherman to perform his modification.
We are experimenting with foam today. Oh, well, see, there's your problem. You want to use the window and door because the guy told me it doesn't expand very much. Well, we'll see. I've already done pretty much all the squirting I want. You ever use this stuff? You have to do the can upside down. Whatever it did right there, it rises like biscuit dough in about a half an hour. It's gonna be double that size. What are we doing? I've got some, hold for the laugh. I've got some exposed, we cut off some chunks of frame to make room for the new seat. And I used what do I call it, a zip tie to check for depth. And this one goes down, a few inches and comes out here. And the other one goes to China somewhere. So I just used a very scientific method of poking the nozzle down in there. Put gloves on. Take your watch off. This is not something I read in a magazine. And thank God Goo Gone works on rubber. I'll be hitting the tires again. I should have masked that. Didn't know it was gonna go haywire on me. So anyway, squirt it till you think it's enough. You've gone way too far. So just put it in a little dib at a time. Then I'm going to try it right now. See how the rest of my day is gonna go. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna have to redo that. So I think I'll try a box cutter next time. And I'm going to get some rubber caps. I just couldn't find any today that fit it. So go easy with that stuff. Use less of it than you think. It's gonna fluff up more than you think. What I'm trying to do is keep water out of the frame. I wanna remove the buddy pegs. They can only be accessed with the wheel gone. There's this 8mm, which is bigger than any I own. I had to go buy one. Allen wrench, and then 20-year-old Loctite still doing its job. I had to put a cheater bar with a 3/8 inch drive, reduce it to a 1/4 inch, put an 8mm fitting on that, put it on the frickin' 8mm Allen. This one's successfully been removed. There's that old Loctite, respect. That's why I use that stuff. But you hate running into it on the other end. There we go.
When it is no more, you better get it before it goes. All aboard, sun sinking low. This train stops at every bend. You better get it before it goes. All aboard, sun sinking low. This train stops at every
Okay, got my first 2 boxes from Blue Collar Bobbers. Don't remember what's in it. Yeah, man. The drop bars, these are gonna look great. So I've got bars, grips. Can't tell what this hardware goes with. There's so much hardware on a project like this. Yeah, this is the extensions for the mirrors. This is, I'm not gonna bust open the bag, so it's only gonna get a suggestion of it. But that's a Ford 1929 Model A rear headlight. It's gonna be the running light and the brake light. And it's LED, so it actually pops. It's very bright. And these are the matching, they're reminiscent of the 1929 Ford lights. I believe these are a licensed Ford product. To my understanding, it's available in, oh yeah, man. Oh, dude. Okay, this is cool. Look at my white leather diamond patterned blam bobber seat. Yeah, baby. That's really cool looking. Probably the pan. The painting has got the project on hold for a week or something while I'm going to Los Angeles. So I'm looking for stuff to do while the bike's in pieces. So it's easy as pie to pull this thing out of the sleeve. Okay. So what I'm going to do, oh look at that old washer. It's the first time it's been out since 2001. There are 1,000 chemicals out there they sell. This is where I'm probably going to get killed in the comments section. I'm just going to use good old WD-40 to clean it. Clean and lube the outside. Clean and lube the inside. Oh, that tiny little weeny washer. The only thing it can be is sort of a crud guard to keep dust out of the works of that. Mind you, this thing was functioning perfectly, so I'm not going crazy. Just cleaning it, lubing it, putting it back together. Colleen is going to wrap the exhaust pipe with this snow white fiberglass that we're soaking in water for, I don't know, half an hour. I hate header pipes. They're single walled, so they just stay hot as a branding iron all the time. It mostly is, I mean, I guess maybe I've touched skin to it, but really the problem I find is a backpack, anything plastic that touches, it's just a goner. Okay, we're down to test fitting how it's gonna look and precisely where we want the cuts to go. Basically, I wanna hide the cut ends on the far side of the pipe, the part closest to the engine so that you don't see it. Then we will put on the steel wire ties and spin them around so that the buckles, so to speak, on those don't show. And I think we're looking good. Any issues, Colleen?
No.
It's a big day here in the underground lair. I've been on this project for 10 weeks, I think. And today is the day we really start putting things on the bike, to wit. The fenders, that's the rear fender on the left there. The side covers and the toolkit. The fuel tank, which will require reinstallation of the fuel filter and the speedometer. When you've got the tank halfway in place and you've slid the connectors together, check it by running everything through its paces. The brights and all like that. So here is the starboard side cover. Not much to report here. A screw here, a screw there. Easy to take off, easy to put on. I didn't even look underneath the plastic cover that it hides. I think it's just wiring. Here it is installed. It fits just so right underneath the ignition, which I think gets removed when we do the seat pan later today. I forget. This is where the battery lives, and it used to have a chrome cover on it. You may remember it from the early video. It was rusted on the top, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Well, my painter, first off, it hides a toolkit that is pretty complete. I think maybe it's been open for the 20 years it's been screwed to the side of the bike. Anyway, we decided to go with black. It looks a little funny under the fluorescent light. Just before we put the tank on, I've decided to put the battery in. And a couple of notes. You need to take the left side cover off to get the battery in. You need to remove the post that's the negative post to get it to slide into place. It's a very tight fit. And the little lock, what do they call it, a hasp or something, goes in that position. Toolkit. Well, here's the latest. We got a flag on the plate. The tire's too big. We can't fit the fender and the mounting hardware down there. So the decision's been made to try to leapfrog over that part of the process and come back to it. We're gonna put the seat pan on tonight. Before we can do that, we have to finish this wiring under the seat, which isn't too bad, but it's bad enough. And at the moment, it's the starter solenoid. And we took her back to Jason Perdue at SMR Motorsports for some CAD/CAM fabrication to make that rear wheel work. Hey James, what are you doing?
Waterproofing the seat.
Hey James, you like it?
Yep.
Right, y'all, we're getting down to the very last couple of items before this bike is done. This is an old English license plate, what they call a pedestrian slicer. And these are the parts that I just got from Blue Collar Bobber. It was actually designed to go on a 250, what's that called? The TUX or something. But I went ahead and I'm gonna put it on this bike. Those are the decals on the top that go on either side of this guy. And these holes, you've got a pair of brackets that face each other, and a screw and a nylock nut. Then you put the whole thing on top of the fender. I'll show you that in a second. And these are the 4 screws and washers and whatnot that attach it to the fender. And they sent us some spare parts, and they sent me the correct drill bit. Love this company. And they sent us a video of the New York Burlesque Festival to smooth the decals on. So the letters are separate?
Yeah, if you just pull this top sheet off after you put them on.
Interesting.
Booby side?
Excellent. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to pull this fender to do the job. Not for the reason that I thought. I was scared to drill on the top for fear of hitting the tire or something. But there's so little room here, and I've got to put nylock nuts and washers and stuff on the other side. But it gives me a chance to show you my cool new steel brake lines. There's a keeper. There are 4 bolts that hold the fender on, and one of the bolts has a keeper for the line, so it's going to be kind of slow going. But here we go, pull the fender tight. Here's all the underneath hardware. And from the top, and the plate is actually metal, maybe steel, maybe aluminum. And a lot of screws, a lot of nylock washers and whatnot. And now I've got 4 hard to access bolts to get it back in place and get that braided brake line keeper. I think it looks cool. I'm a little troubled by the lack of clearance under here. So I'm gonna go in there and Dremel some of that out or something. But we're okay. Cool. Okay, we just eyeballed it and used a short level, and now it's all up to Colleen, the surgeon.
I'm cleaning with this S100. So what we're going to use today is this. There's one more of these, exactly the same. We're putting it right here, and that's the last details and things for the motorcycle. Under here, we've already got our things. Or the other side too, I think. This is Sherman's. I really like it because I think it's really cool. I think it fits well with the gold. So now let's get working on it. Okay, so I'm around here cleaning the other side of the motorcycle.
Wipe it off quick and go. Looking good.
Okay, now what? I think we're ready to put these on. Yeah, it doesn't leave that many gaps. Okay, so we're taking this one.
Hang on, I'm going to make marks. And I want to see, can you show me the picture of the other side?
The tank is curved in several directions.
Yeah. It's got a big gap under the front. So I found the place in the tank where it seemed to rest the most naturally, so it would stick right, and then I put a dot at the top and one at each end.
Well, as springtime came and went, oh, summer long. Sun singing low, these trains